Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're not just dipping our toes, we're plunging headfirst into the shadowy, screen-inducing world of free-to-play horror games on Steam.
It's quite a world to dive into.
It really is. You've handed us a truly fantastic stack of materials, including a really comprehensive breakdown from DCX Gaming's top 10 best free horror games on Steam 2025 video transcript.
Right.
And while we appreciate all the diverse media you send our way for this particular English deep dive, well, we'll be sharpening our focus on the rich textual content to extract those crucial nuggets of knowledge.
Makes sense. Get right to the core of it.
Exactly. Our mission, as always, is to give you that shortcut to being incredibly well informed about the absolute best scares Steam has to offer, all without ever touching your wallet.
The best kind of scares, arguably. Free ones.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this. So, when we think about horror, often, our minds go straight to being alone in a dark room, right? But what if the scariest part isn't the monster under the bed, but maybe the person sitting next to you? Or even, like, the friend you're talking to? Here's where it gets really interesting. Not all horror is about isolation.
Yeah.
Sometimes the real terror comes from the people you're playing with.
That's a fascinating angle. And what's truly captivating here is how these games manage to blend that visceral kind of primal dread of horror with the incredibly complex human element, interaction, trust.
The betrayal.
And even outright betrayal. As you said, take SCP Secret Laboratory, for instance. It's not just a game. It's like a free-to-play multiplayer social experiment wrapped in a horror setting.
Right.
You're thrown into the chaotic aftermath of an SCP containment breach. And the beauty is, you never quite know who you're going to be.
And that's the genius of it, isn't it? Players jump into rounds as one of several really distinct roles. Scientists, Class D personnel, guards, mobile task force, or maybe even one of the SCPs themselves.
Exactly. And each role comes with unique goals, unique survival strategies. This isn't about following some script. It's about emergent gameplay.
Okay.
You get this unpredictable, often hilarious chaos, running, hiding, backstabbing, forming these utterly bizarre, temporary alliances.
Yeah.
What's truly remarkable about SCP Secret Laboratory isn't just the sheer chaos, but how its emergent gameplay, driven by those distinct roles and objectives, transforms every single round into this unique, unscripted psychological drama. It really showcases how a free game can deliver deep, systemic unpredictability and player-driven narrative, which is, that's a rare feat.
Yeah, definitely. And that explains its enduring popularity, I suppose. With close to 10,000 daily concurrent players on Steam, sounds like the replayability is just through the roof because of all those different roles and objectives each round.
Absolutely. High replay value.
Yeah. So, for anyone looking for a truly dynamic, free, multiplayer horror experience to jump into with friends, this one seems like a fantastic entry point. So, okay, from the serious chaos of SCP, sometimes multiplayer horror veers into something a little more, goofy.
Right, a different flavor.
What about those moments where you just want to laugh while being scared, without the pressure of total psychological torment? That seems to be where a game like The Boner Room steps in.
Indeed. The Boner Rooms takes a distinctly different, much more lighthearted approach to multiplayer horror. Here, players are trapped in this living, shifting maze, but the threats come from a mix of spooky skeletons and, crucially, other players. It's chaotic PvP and PvE designed for up to 8 players, with proximity voice chat, which just heightens the hilarity or the sudden jumps.
Right, the proximity chat always adds something, and the chaos is encouraged, isn't it? I hear there are over 15 different items just to sabotage your opponents.
That's right. Sabotage is key.
Plus various game modes like free-for-all, red versus blue, or co-op. It really sounds like a perfect, silly party game.
It absolutely is. And what's interesting is that it was originally a paid game, but recently went completely free to play.
Oh, okay.
Which seems to have given it a fresh surge of positive reviews on Steam. So the insight here is that free-to-play doesn't always mean, serious, high-stakes horror. It can also provide a playground for shared goofy frights.
Which people definitely want sometimes.
Exactly. Which actually has a huge appeal for friend groups. So if you're looking for a funny, harmless, spooky party game that's super fun with friends, this one is highly recommended.
So from the hilarious, kind of goofy chaos of the Boner Rooms, we can see how multiplayer can be fun, but sometimes the fear gets much more insidious. What happens when the fun factor drops and the social dynamics become genuinely terrifying? That leads us directly to Fear Surround, which really leans into that who can you trust aspect of multiplayer horror. turning friendly faces into potential threats.
That's a perfect pivot. Fierce Surround is a prime example of how free-to-play horror can master social deduction. It's essentially like a 3D werewolf-style game set in a supernatural, eerie atmosphere.
Okay, werewolf style. Gotcha.
Players are divided into good guys and specters. The specters aim to eliminate good guys without getting caught, while the good guys try to identify and vote out the specters during these tense meetings.
Right.
And this raises an important question, really. How does the social deduction element intensify the horror? It makes the threat internal, right? Rather than purely external.
Yeah, that's it. It's not just a monster you're running from.
Exactly. It's the person you're collaborating with, the friend whose voice you just heard. That's where the real fear can come from.
That's such a powerful shift in psychological horror, that dread of betrayal. And to keep things fresh, it features various professions with unique abilities and multiple maps, so the paranoia never quite settles.
Keeps you guessing.
It sounds like a darker, more supernatural twist on games like Among Us, where every single interaction is just laced with suspicion.
Absolutely. The constant threat of betrayal, the need to scrutinize every word, every action, that's where the true horror lies in these games. It preys on those fundamental human anxieties about trust and deception.
And speaking of social deduction, particularly those games that build suspense around trust and deception, we really can't overlook the Deceit games. Both the original and the sequel seem to be big players in this space. What makes them stand out?
That's an excellent question, because the Deceit series has really cemented its place. Deceit 1, which came out back in 2017, it established a really strong foundation. Players wake up in this creepy asylum with strangers.
Right.
2 of them are secretly infected and trying to sabotage the rest. It's just a masterclass in trust, deception, and quick, high-stakes decisions.
Right.
The insight here, I think, is how it successfully monetizes, or, well, engages players with a simple core mechanic, infection and deception, by creating this loop of suspicion that keeps people coming back.
So it's all about that tension of not knowing who to believe and those sudden shocking reveals when someone turns.
Precisely. Then we have Deceit 2, which came out in 2023 and, importantly, recently went completely free to play.
Ah, okay.
This sequel really takes the concept up a notch. More complex roles like Guardians and the Cursed One, and it leans even more heavily into the social deduction aspect. Voice chat is pretty much a must.
Makes sense for that kind of game.
Yeah. It also boasts a darker vibe and more polished visuals, thanks to Unreal